Ni macam cerita sebuah bilu. Seram ni.
People used to live in those houses, in those caves, in those tunnels. After 1965, when you think about thousands here, 1965 recently. I mean, we have many people who born, before that. Up until 1965, local people are not allowed to live inside the cave houses. We have some more modern caves, as in the shape of hotel or things like that, but they're more in a more controlled manner. That's why. So he's not here today, but if he was here, I was planning to show him to you. They have a little bit darker skin because we can tell when we see each other. We don't have glands, but they're a little bit different. They have a little bit darker skin. They are more muscly because they live in the mountains, and then they're a little bit shorter, so they have a little bit different physique compared to us. Unfortunately, today he's not here. Okay, this is.
Alah untung lah, okey, tak payah tunduk. Jalan straight je. Alah, air pun sama.
Nampak best.
Gila, beri tak. Patah balik tak boleh. Tapi sikit je dah keluar dah. Dia dah nak buat lama-lama.
Tak ada, saya suka. Saya suka.
Cows, release, grass, everything inside. If you leave them outside, you can freeze to death. Or some wolves can eat that too. So that this, where they park their horses or BW, they were feeding them here also. You know what I mean? Also, you cannot take them inside because it smells if you take animals inside, right? So you have to keep them on the first floor, at the first room. One more thing, the animals for like it's hard if any intruder comes from outside. It makes sound, so you know something is coming because you are inside. What can you do? You cannot go outside. Enemy coming from the only door. So it was a natural protection also. After this one, the next room. Yeah, come to this one.
Ni pasang aircon ke ni? Ni sejuk sebab aircon.
But it's just in here, right? It's sejuk, but it's
Ah,
not
sejuk.
normal. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool kind of sejuk.
No aircon.
No aircon. It's natural aircon.
Nampak best. Nak tinggal di sini.
So it is always saying after the animals, we have a place for cooking. Kitchen. Because so of course in other rooms, in the inner rooms, there are ventilation holes, air holes, and everything. But still you have to be careful with your oxygen, right? So you just leave your first room, second room in this case, because it will be burning oxygen. So it has to be as close as possible, as close to the entrance. So they were making their food, cooking here. They were keeping there also some part of their food. No, it's the next room. Their storage room is the next room, but always same setup. In the bigger antique cities, like the other ones I told you, this time, like the 17 basement ones, for example, this time the first level is for the animals. Second level is for the kitchen. Third level is for the animals. So it's a different kind of setup. But let's say same thing in a bigger scale. Okay. So now we will pass.
What is this, John?
Actually, this is. They found this. What this is in? It's called wheelstone. They found this here in this underground. Actually, it's one of the locking mechanisms. So the other part I think broken, but to lock the doors and everything, they were just moving this one to entrance. So it just blocks the gates. So they were just locking the doors and moving inside. Locking doors, moving inside. Because when an intruder come, you cannot go in, right? So they were just closing the gates, the doors. This is the simplest form of the door. You know what I mean? Because this one, we don't know exact date. We don't know exactly. People have been living in those caves since 1000 BC. Like I told you, during the Christianity, this area lived its peak, but people used to live in those caves even before that. When we go to the other room, I will show you something interesting, okay? So we'll go through a small tunnel. There's only one tunnel in this one, and it's not too narrow, okay? So they have to hide themselves in. So also, that's where they live secretly to experiment their religion. In the bigger ones, of course, we have the serious churches, but this is one of the close ones. There's something just right behind this man. You see, there's a small tunnel, and it's closed now. That's very important because many rooms like this connected to each other. Remember what I told you? I'm taking you through a controlled route. We pass by another room also. I didn't take you in, so I'm just taking you through a road where you can see where you can take this, but you don't go to the inside. That's what I mean. So many things like these rooms connected to each other. So what happens if an enemy comes from outside? They hear the animals, somebody coming. There's the door. They cannot go through that one. So they have to come and they have to go inside. So they were just locking the door. The animals being stolen. They were going through those tunnels. But talking about 100 years before, maybe thousands. So there's no electricity. And intruders do not know the tunnels, but the people who live here, they know the tunnels like the back of their hand. So they know where to go and what to do. So they were just locking doors and just going through the tunnels. Probably they had the small lights, or anything to light their way. And then up until they find even the main room, they were just getting out of somewhere else. You know what I mean? So because everything was connected to each other. Maybe 2 kilometers away, there's another exit. So from this one, I'm not sure because it's also closed. But they were just making their way out slowly and getting out. So their defense, actually their attack was defense. You know, the only thing they can do is to defense, to fight themselves in. So they were just running away to somewhere else. That's how they live for so long.
John.
Enemy coming. Enemy coming.
Oh, nice. Oh, my God. Now we have to move.
Enemy coming.
Okay.
Lah, sini. Baru nak feeling.